Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday, the 2nd of November, 2018, and fuck my old boots, look at those shoes! Imagine slinging one of those. Wow. Kitten-heeled, slip-on lobster loafers. Wow. Let's see if I can get some of them for the Patreon supporters. Imagine slowly bending over, lifting one leg up into the air, delicately slipping off that, delightful piece of lobster footwear, and then just hooning it at your local DJ. That delightful little ditty in the background is called TikTok by High Maintenance. Shout out Mr. High Maintenance, long time no see. Hope you're well, brother. I wish you all the lobsters you can eat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2 minutes past 10. I see the chat is filling out with decent, honest, God-fearing, lobster-loving folk. Just trying to do better by themselves, by their partners, their families, and society as a whole. They're looking to take on as much personal responsibility as they can. They're looking to clean their rooms. They ain't no cuckos, 100% buckos. That's all I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the week. It's been a fine, fine week. Today we will announce what has been the shoe thrower of the week. Could it be Signal? Could it be Proxima? Could there be a last-minute interception? Could it be Jade? Could it be Malux, Fallback, Jigaruch, Rushmich, or Splinth? Who knows? The only place you're ever likely to find out is right here on Coffee and Memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes, that's all I want.
You're getting on, you're pushing 30, Slugger. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 2nd of November. We're 24 hours into No Nut November. How is it going for you all? Are you able to keep your hand from venturing down south into your pajamas at night? Are you able to have a shower without, oh dear, without choking the front tail? It's going to be tricky. There are 30 days in November. Who will be able to last all of November with no nut? It could be doable. I think maybe a week in, I'm going to start finding sort of adverts on the tube, maybe it's kicking in now. I'm worried about it.
Lobsters.
All I'm saying. We got some. There's so much sex robot news. I mean, we got through a bit of it yesterday, but it just keeps coming. I could almost dedicate, I think there could be an entire daily hour show just focusing on the world of erotic robots. But there's some pretty wonderful news. Thanks to Squidgy Beats Parsons, who's posted this in the Lobster Crew group earlier today. Oh, man. Oh, it's good. It's a good one. Yeah, we're going to have to announce this week's shoe thrower of the week. And whether or not we should be taking votes on this or something, that's maybe something we can think about. But for me, it's looking like it could be Wubba Lubba by Proxima. Could be 2ME by Signal. Or, I don't know. I kind of want to say that London tune by Headaches, but it really did divide opinion in the chat. I do like it, though, and it's weird. It's weird alt jump up. It's a thing. It's a thing. What else have we got in here? Oh, loads more sex robot stuff. Behold the Halloweeny, the hot new sex toy that will ghost your penis. Oh, I don't want my penis ghosted. No one wants to be ghosted. Like, you know, that's God. 3 consecutive ghostings, that's enough to turn someone incel. Fat donated by liposuction patients is being turned into body soap. Okay, we're doing Fight Club in real life, why not? Scientists say Bitcoin is destroying the environment and we're all doomed. Scientists say a lot of stuff. Scientists, they talk a lot of jive, don't they? They talk a lot of breeze. Give us a lot of air pie, old scientists. Oh, they're warning this. You know, they're saying that. What do they know? Hey, what do they know? Vegetarian restaurant customer finds pieces of human flesh in food. Unlucky. Medical cannabis is now available in the UK on prescription.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
You know I'm mobbing with the
Smoke weed. Smoke weed.
Lobsters.
Yeah, man, you're fucking right. Ryanair new hand luggage rules have come into effect and people aren't happy. Fuck off, I'm not reading that. I don't even know why that's on the list. Right, look, come on, let's get started. This is Macho by Simula. Simula, I believe, is a type of kitchen worktop. Available now at the Croydon IKEA for $72.99. Reasonably priced, actually. It's quite a nice, sort of solid oak.
I'm gonna give you to the college, man, to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
Cubism in the chat says, I don't believe in religions. Cool. Oh, we're talking about No Nut November. Okay.
Alright, Johnny, I'm sorry.
I'm labelling this one alt jump up as well.
Alright, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you
If you're watching on YouTube, hit that mother loving like button.
yellow, no good keister off my property.
Hit it like it tried to snog your missus.
Alright, Johnny, I'm sorry. Alright, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you to the college, man, to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property.
Oh, a little bit of housekeeping. You can now get the Coffee and Means podcast on Spotify and on Stitcher. Woo-hoo! That's pretty much everywhere. iTunes, Overcast, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher. I can't think of anywhere else worth looking at it. It's not on Mixcloud, but no one uses Mixcloud, so what are you going to do?
Man, to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. I'm gonna give you to the college, man, to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. Alright, Johnny, I'm sorry.
This is a naughty bit. Certified Bad Man, Hugh Danner, aka Duff, played this on his Threshold show last night.
Alright, Johnny, I'm sorry.
I'll get that up on the archive soon enough. Later on today. Talking of religions, I think we're starting a religion here. We're the Church of the Shoe Throwers. We need to work out what our ideology truly is. What is our religious dogma? Our main currents and tenets. Just pray into the beat. Amen, my brother. Yeah, that's Macho by Simula. I'm into that. That's cool. Yeah, decent. Nice work. Banging. Fucking result, mate. Fucking naughty bit of gear, that. Yeah. Right, lobster news. Lobsters have the craziest sex you've never heard of, and yes, it involves urine. This comes from reliable source of information, Jezebel. First piece of umbrage I'd like to take with this headline. And yes, it involves urine. As if your first question about crazy lobster sex, does it involve urine? Yes, actually it does. This is quite a long article, so hopefully the banter comes early. Lobsters like their foreplay. Luckily for females, 25 million years have provided ample time to refine their skills as apothecaries. Arriving at the entrance of an aggressive male shelter, all female lobsters need to do is spritz him with some of her pee. Oh, cool, golden showers, decent. A little every day, over several days, and he will be putty in her claws.
Lobsters.
The ability to shoot pee forwards, something male and female lobsters both put to good use, requires some unique engineering. For most animals, the outgoing waste ducts are evolved to point away from the head, for obvious reasons. In lobsters, however, they're sick bastards, and they love to be pissed on in the face. Oh boy, what absolute pervs, total sickos. In lobsters, however, the bladder sits below the brain. Right, okay, with two reservoirs storing copious amounts of hot, steamy piss, located just under their eye stalks.
Lobsters.
This powerful concoction can be swept forward via the strong current created by the lobster's breathing. So they sort of mouth breathe piss into each other's faces. I'm loving lobsters more and more every day. This technique allows their pee to shoot straight out in front of them up to 7 body lengths away. That's a powerful stream. Damn, that's like a sort of 8 or 9 pints in stream. That's the equivalent of a teenager being able to pee from the back of a 40-foot school bus and hit the front windshield. Wow. That's cool. The female strategy is to be coy and quick. She makes daily and brief visits to her heartthrob's den, flicking her antennules inside to smell him out, and then spritzing him quickly in the face with her own pee. What a cock-teasing little bitch. Those front-facing nozzles come in handy. Before getting the hell out of there. Before ghosting him. At first, each time the female returns, the male may lunge at her, even land a good swat or two, but eventually her love potion begins to take hold. Come at me, you steamy lobster bitch. The male starts to let loose his own stream of urine, furiously fanning the fin-like appendages called swimmerets located under the lobster's tail. This action draws her scent inwards, while flushing a mix of his and her urine out behind him. As most lobster shelters come with a back door for quick escapes, the mixed aroma of his and her lobster pee wafts outward, broadcasting the lover's intentions widely. Lobsters may do it in dens, but they are far from discreet. Eventually, the male calms down enough for the female to make her move and enter his den. She sort of exhausts him, presumably. All of this sort of like pissing in your face. He just gets an absolute rage on. Starts, then maybe she settles him down, a couple of dingers or something, a couple of crushed up dingers. Hey, come on, chill yourself out. all right. And she comes in. She'll stay part of the time at first. And only allow him to get to first or second base. Have you worked out a base system for lobsters, Jezebel? You're out of control. And there's a lot of heavy petting with antennae and jointed limbs going on, but that's about it. Diane Cowan, senior scientist at the Lobster Conservatory, gonna have to go there, and a former student at Atemas, whatever that means, explains that for the female, this part-time moving in together is a test. Oh, she's stress testing the male lobster. Why they always got to be weird? You've got to playing games, aren't they? Just bloody love games. They're playing bloody games with each other. It could just be like, hey, look, listen, yeah, you fit. I like the big spiky shit coming out your face. I think that's cool. You got nice claws. You're a good shade of orange. I just think I want to get my little claws on you. I want to get hold of you. And she's like, yeah, I think you fit. I think your piss glands just underneath your eyes, I think they're pretty cool. And you've got big rippling lobster muscles. And your top lobster, you climbed up the dominance hierarchy. And I'm into it. Let's just get a bonk on. You know, why they got to be games? All this messing around, this flirting around and rubbish. Look, all right, maybe I'm not much of a romantic, but it doesn't, just this pissing in each other's face malarkey, it doesn't sound much like romance to me. Then again, I'm not a lobster. Although, you know, we've all still got those, we've got the lobster reward system in our brain. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Probably, I don't know.
Tell us about the lobster.
Well, that's quite a segue.
Eventually, the male calms down enough for the female to make her move and enter his den. She'll stay part-time first and... Oh, we've read all of this. As lobsters have the equivalent of taste buds on their legs... Oh, you're making it up! Fuck off, taste buds on their legs. Yeah. They've got elbows on their noses. The constant touching between two courting lobsters is really more of a mutual tasting. They're licking it. Oh, they're eating each other's asses, aren't they? They're licking each other with their feet. It's kinky stuff. This is bollocks. They're just making this up. This isn't... Don't...
Let me just get this straight. You're saying that we should organise our societies along the lines of the lobsters?
Like all arthropods, the lobsters have their skeleton on the outside of their bodies. This means as they grow, they have to molt, shedding their old shell for newer, bigger ones to accommodate their progressively larger schlongs. Although females can mate between molts, mating just after molting is the preferred time. Here's why. Well, they've effectively got their kit off at that point, haven't they? When a female molts out of her too tight bodice, she also sheds her personal sperm bank. A small receptacle located on the underside of her tail. This is where male lobsters deposit their jizz packs, allowing for the female to draw on a supply as her eggs develop and become ready for release. Okay, so it's a sort of Spider-Manning technique, I guess. Here, look, here, have some of that. All right, thanks. I'll hold on to it. I'll save it for a rainy day. Any leftover sperm from past mating events are cast off along with the old pouch. A new empty receptacle emerges with the new shell. They're just making it up, man. They're just making it up. Look, I'll tell you how it works, yeah? Basically, your male lobster's just in his den, minding his own business. Maybe he's watching the tennis or something, or the snooker, or he's cooking himself an omelette. Female lobster comes past, shaking the tush about. And then male lobster's like, do you want to come in for a drink? You know, I've got a couple of cold ones in the fridge. He's like, yeah, right. Go in there. They both get pissed up. They're like, come on, let's get down to it. A bit of that, bit of this, bit of that. He whips out big lobster unit. They get the job done. I say this, you don't have to overcomplicate things. All this egg sack nonsense, fucking taste buds on their knees, malarkey. You're just trying to get column inches, and I'm lapping it up. I'm lapping it up. Right, look, come on, let's move on. Look, there's oh, which way round we're going to do them? Okay, look, let's do... Okay, let's going to play that Headaches track. Where are we? Don't mess me around. And we can decide... Look, we'll play all three in the road. We can decide what's going to be shoe thrower of the week. Can't say fairer than that.
Straight. You're saying that we should organise our societies along the lines of the lobsters?
London. London. London.
I would not be surprised if lobsters drink Bailey from shoes. Baileys.
London.
You drink the Baileys out of the shoe and then you just throw it.
London. 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 London.
This is London by Headaches. What label's it on? I don't know. Oh. 80 dubs audio, perhaps? Don't know. Big Daddy Downers in the chat says this one's definitely a lace loosener. Don't know whether or not the footwear is going to come all the way off. But yeah, it's worth loosening the laces.
London. London. London.
That's London by Headaches. A little bit of alt jump up. I'm coining the fucking term. I'm coining the term. World's first sex robot resort lets customers pay to take robots' virginity.
It's appalling.
As sex robots take over... Oh, sorry, I should do the jingle. I didn't do it yesterday. I got told off by someone. Sex robot news, having sex with an inanimate object because you can't get a woman to fuck you. Sex robot news, sponsored by the Incel Clown Posse. As sex robots take over the world's oldest profession, robot brothel madams must set themselves apart. In California... the world's only consent-focused robot brothel will let customers pay to take a sex robot's virginity. Fucking hell. Talk about, like, belittling the idea of consent. Robot brothels have been popping up in Europe since 2017, but Americans haven't exactly jumped on the trend quite yet. Still, wait for it, Unicole Unicron, owner of Eve's Robot Dreams, thinks the demand is going to be big. Now, I can't remember whether or not we've encountered Unicole Unicron before. I would have thought that I would remember such a name. She is... she looks somewhat like you would expect. I'll be honest with you, she looks like a high Rankin fan. She looks like the sort of girl that would come up to me at a festival while I'm DJing and ask me to play the one about the daddy's yacht and the boat shoes. Anyway, I digress. Eve's opening in West Hollywood, California next year will offer men the chance to take a sex robot's virginity for $10,000. Obviously, I'm keen, but we're going to have to get the Patreon subscriptions up a little bit higher until I can afford such a thing. Afterwards, the robot will continue to work at the brothel, presumably commanding a lesser price. Fucking hell. Everyone is clamouring to be the first person to sleep with these robots because it truly is a historical act. Is it a historical act? Like legalization of gay marriage, that's a historical act. The end of a war is a historical act. Putting your penis into a rubber-shaped woman, a woman-shaped rubber. A rubber-shaped woman would be a truly terrifying experience, even more than a woman-shaped bit of rubber. Yeah. Honestly, having sex with a sex robot is not a historical act. Being the first person, the second person, or the fucking 2 millionth person to razz your little bloody barely used winky into one of these truly end of days creations is not a historic act. Eve's bills itself as the first consent-focused robot brothel in the world, meaning it will allow guests to get to know the robots before getting down to business. In an effort to raise 155 grand on crowdfunding site Indiegogo, Eve's offers contributors the chance to begin building a relationship with their sex robot by downloading an app. Once the brothel is open, they can meet their pen pal in the synthetic flesh. Men always want to be on the forefront of new technology, and this is the most intimate way for them to do this. Do they? Says Unicron. Isn't Unicron a drum and bass producer? I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure there's a Unknown Error remix of a track by Unicron. It's in there somewhere. Adding that she expects plenty of traffic from couples looking to experience a threes-up with a robot as well. Guests can have an orgy with multiple robots if they choose. How are you going to have an orgy with multiple robots if you're the only human there? Like, I mean, yeah, I guess you could bring some of your mates in and have 3 robots or something on the go at once. But, like, if it was just you and, like, 5 robots, they don't move unless you move them. So it would just be you having sex with one robot while the other's dead, staring eyes just stare down on your pale, weaselly body, bouncing up and down. Sweat pouring from your forehead, dripping into the robot eyes of the lifeless love doll as you pound away. God, sorry for any new listeners. Eve's will presumably have both male and female robots on hand, as Unicron says the brothel is meant to appeal to gay and straight male as well as transgender people. Well, that's good. At least you don't want to limit your income in any way by opening it up to everyone. The first American sex robot brothel was supposed to open in Houston, Texas last year, though owner Yuval Gavriel, we've had him on before, has classified it as a sex robot showroom in a bid to keep regulators away. Prostitution is legal in 49 of 50 US states, though the courts haven't yet been asked to decide whether or not that applies to robots. Oh, good God. Okay, let's do that signal track. Again, where are we? Come on, down the bottom. This is 2ME by Signal. And this is an absolute flip-flop flinger. Joe Waite says Unicron is the giant plant-eating robot from the Transformers. I will say the girl does look like a vegan.
Give it to me.
There she is, Unicole Unicron. She looks like she's come up to me mid-set and she said, "Oh, can you play the one like with the boat shoes? Daddy's got the yacht one, please." And I've gone, "No, I don't play dubstep anymore, and that tune's 8 years old. And frankly, it's painful to me these days." And she goes, and I don't even have it with me. She goes, "Please." No, I don't have it. Like it's not a record I carry around with me anymore. Please. Like, no, it's not. It's not a case of please. I don't have it with me. I'll give you half a pill. All right, give me half a pill. Come on. I still don't have it. Yeah, so it looks like they've done away with the whole head on that robot and they've just put a hole in the neck. Just sort of cut out the middleman, I guess. So what are we saying? 2ME by Signal or London by HeadX? Which so far, what gets Shoe Thrower of the Week? Vote now in the YouTube chat.
Tell us about the Lobster.
Well, that's quite a segue.
Let me just get this straight. You're saying that we should organise our societies along the lines of the Lobsters.
That was 2ME by Signal. He's an absolute belter. Signal, he's only 9 years old. He makes tunes in between class, in between history and science. He uses a BBC computer, you know, one of those ones with the sort of green text on it and the giant floppy disks. When he's not playing Granny's Garden on it, he makes absolute bangers. Vote as to whether or not you prefer that one to the HeadX track, and then we will play that Proxima track next, and then we can decide who is this week's Shoe Thrower of the Week. Okie dokie. Brewdog launches first ever craft beer airline. Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. I don't know if anyone's ever been into Brewdog, but yes, it's about 15 quid a fucking half in there. It's about 30 quid a pint. No wonder they started a fucking airline. Jesus Christ. It's just like, all them like 30-something-year-old geezers with the man boobs that are in there. Why don't you drink a real beer? Oh, fuck off, mate. Like, just leave me alone. Go away. Honking on the vape and drinking down a 15 quid a pint craft ale. There's so bloody many of them that Brewdog have bought an airline. Brewdog is set to launch the world's first ever craft beer airline. Oh, God, can you imagine the obnoxious pricks on that? Imagine the bloody cabin crew. Oh, there'd just be overweight men with beards and vapes and bootcut jeans, probably. Oh. It will take off in February next year. The flight is to take place on a bespoke branded Boeing 767 and will fly from London Stansted to Columbus, Ohio, where the Brewdog Brewery is based. Passengers on the flight will get the full Brewdog experience, aka it will be spectacularly overpriced and taste like a glass of sick with potpourri in it that's been watered down. Oh no, sorry. The full Brewdog experience over the 4-day trip with a tour of the brewery, a day trip to Cincinnati for beer-related activities, and a honk on each other's vapes. The brewers have created a beer that is designed to taste better at altitude. Oh, fuck off. Jesus, I don't believe you. The cabin is pressurized. Like, it doesn't work like that. The brewers have created a beer that is designed to taste better at high altitude. So the flight will be the perfect chance for the beer lovers to test this out. Passengers will also get to sample beer cocktails and food and beer pairings during the journey. Oh, can you imagine the insufferable twats on this thing? The airline is the latest venture from Brewdog, who says that, Jesus, they have got money to burn. You would not believe the amount of money these twats spend in our overpriced pubs. We're going to buy an airline. Ha ha ha. We're going to go to the fucking moon. After the brand already announced that they will open a hotel next year, complete with beer taps in each room and a beer fridge in the shower. Unfortunately, the flight isn't open to just anyone. To get a seat on the plane, you have to be an equity punk, which in layman's terms means one of the Brewdog's many investors. If that's you, you will be able to apply for a seat on the flight for just 1,200 quid a person. That price includes accommodation, downtown Columbus hotel, and all the day trips. It's not looking good if you're not already an equity punk, because the application to become a Brewdog investor is now closed for UK residents. Never mind, eh? I'll save my Patreon dollars for something else. Well, I'm not impressed, Brewdog. I'm just not impressed with your beer, not impressed with your pubs, not impressed with you, not impressed with your moobs, your craft beer moobs. Not impressed. Just give me a nice pint of Bud Light. Foster's with a large top. Yeah, come at me, Brewdog. What are you going to do? What are you even going to do? Drink real beer. Go fuck yourself. Right, come on, let's play Wubba Lubba by Proxima. It's an absolute banger. Fairly resounding vote for Signal. So it's now down to Signal or Proxima. How long before someone actually throws a shoe at High Rankin when he's playing out? It's inevitable, isn't it? And I'll have to take it in good faith. Like, brought it upon myself. Joe says, what if Brewdog made a sex robot? Squidgy Beat says it would have a beard and vape out of its fanny. It's true. Is Signal actually really young, or is it just a rumour? So I'm sure I remember back in the dubstep days, Rob from Dodge and Fusky, like, generally saying that like Cohen Sound were about 12. They turned out just to be sort of normal adults of about 23, 24. Okay, he's 19. That's basically 12 in my books. Right, so you're going to have to let me know which is this week's shoe thrower of the week. Is it this or is it Signal? Wubba Lubba by Proxima. Come let me know in the chat. Let me know. But in the meantime, woman pees on floor after being told she can't use toilet on Wizz Air flight. Well, I'll teach you to call an airline Wizz Air, really, won't it? A Wizz Air passenger squatted down and urinated on the floor after she was allegedly told she could not use the toilet while the aircraft was being refueled. Shocking footage shows the woman squatting against a wall while speaking with someone on the phone. I like to chat to people on the phone while I'm on the toilet. She is surrounded by several paper towels and a large pool of piddle. The incident took place aboard a Wizz Air flight from London Luton to Polish capital Warsaw, just before takeoff. According to reports, the plane was fueling up and passengers were not allowed to go to the bathroom during the procedure. Because of this, the woman claims she was forced to relieve herself in the galley, where the food is usually prepared. In the video, the woman can be seen with her knickers and leggings pulled down to her knees, telling someone on the phone, you have to help me before the flight takes off. I'm peeing on the aircraft. I asked them, cabin crew, if I could use the toilet, but they said not right now, so I'm peeing in the galley right in front of them. She gives exactly 0 fucks. It could be that girl who was arrested for shoplifting on the way to her shoplifting trial. Although I think she's in the clink now. Wow, yeah, she's going for it. There's a video here. Let's have a listen.
Leję w samolocie, bo się zsikałam. Zapytałam się, czy mogli się wysikać, nie pozwolili mi. No teraz sikam przed...
Okay, so there are subtitles. I'll translate.
Pomóż mi, Chester, pomóż mi, broniłem sam...
You have to help me before the flight takes off. I'm peeing on the aircraft. I asked them if I can use the toilet. They said it's forbidden right now. Now I'm peeing in the galley. There's piss everywhere. That's a big hall. Yes, in front of them. Yes, like that woman, you remember the one. Police are coming because it's my fault. All my fault.
Are you being serious? Yeah, I did ask. That is disgusting. I know. You are a grown woman. I know. Off the floor. I know. That is disgusting. I know. And why is he doing it for? I know. I did ask.
I did ask.
Can I go, please, to the toilet? No, I couldn't say it. I did ask. Can I please
right
go
by the
to
cockpit,
toilet?
right in the front.
They said no. They did say no.
So you think it's okay to piss on the floor?
I know. That's not okay.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm impressed. I want to party with her. I bet she's the life and soul of every party. Damn. I wonder, so presumably she was arrested. Unconcerned, the woman continues, the police are coming, it's all my fault. No. There have been no further updates on what happened with the woman after the police arrived. The footage sparked outrage after it was shared on a passenger shaming Facebook page. What on earth is that? Oh, it's another video of someone doing something terrifying. Wow, okay, yeah, well, good for her. I'm impressed. Like, you know, she's just out there. She's just playing by her own rules. She's a renegade. She's a maverick. She's a dirty cop. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay, this is... yeah. No. Yeah. No. No. Yeah. No. Okay. I'm just going to play that Clamp song again, because... I don't know, this could be a... This could suddenly usurp Signal. Signal wins hands down. Says Luke Simmons in the chat. Dismore says Signal for the win. Signal is still a twitch in his dad's nutsack. Wow, okay. Producers are younger these days, I guess.
There will come a day when hope dies. When the sky darkens and a shadow swallows the sun. When this city falls again, and it may not rise. Every generation faces a reckoning.
Oh shit, the chat's going wild about this one. Shoes are being removed. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have a winner of Shoe Thrower of the Week. It goes to the Clamps with this absolute fucking flip-flop flinger. It's called The Sky Darkens. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, that is absolutely monstrous. I'll get in touch, see what they see how they react to winning such one of the highest accolades in drum and bass. Quite honestly, at the moment, well, I can't think of anything higher. I mean, drum and bass arena awards. Why even bother? Oh, cool. The mouse has stopped working. I'm like, oh no, we're back. Yeah, look at this. This is pretty freaking wild. Look, I'll get it up on the old on the screen. Vegetarian restaurant customers find pieces of human flesh in their food. Now, there are a few exceptions that you can make when you visit a vegetarian restaurant. Chief amongst those expectations would be that you don't want to be fed any meat. Bloody, 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 blah. Yes, people who don't actually eat meat whatsoever found that they had been eating human flesh in their noodles. That's gross for even people who do eat meat. God, it is. The picture of the kitchen is rough. Oh my God. This is wild. It started when people noticed bits of what appeared to be meat in their meals. That led some of the restaurant customers to complain to the manager. Bad move, as it turned out. Upon closer inspection by the authorities, it was discovered that what they thought was pork was actually human flesh. The flesh of a person that the owner of the restaurant allegedly had had an argument with. A further inspection of the premises found that in the kitchen area, there were more bits of human meat and blood splattered across the wall. That wasn't even the worst of it. They found the corpse of a 61-year-old man inside the septic tank. Before the officials got there to inspect and check the property, the owner reportedly scarpered. As of Wednesday, he is on the run. He's gone on the lam. Maybe he's going to join up with that woman who got caught noshing the geezer off in a Wendy's or wherever it was in America. The Phantom Nosher. She's still on the lam. She's still out there. They're going to meet up and start a sex robot business. The body has since been identified as a former customer of the restaurant who was last spotted having a few drinks in the property by his brother on the 21st of October. The man's name was Prasit Impathom, and he was described as a regular. He had allegedly been involved in a verbal argument with the boss of the business. You'd have to imagine that it started as a verbal altercation and escalated quickly. Damn. Local media reports that the argument became a fight, which led to fatal injuries. He appeared to have been struck with a blunt object as well as being stabbed on several occasions in the stomach and the leg. It has also been reported that police think the owner of the restaurant's plan was to grind up the corpse and dispose of it by feeding it to patrons. It's a classic. Whether any of it was actually consumed by customers is not known. Damn, that is rough. Riggedy, riggedy rough. Yep. Not about that. Absolutely not about that. Oh, God. Right. What else have we got here? Medical marijuana. Yep, that's legal. That's fine. Okay, yes. Red Dead Redemption 2. Pornhub reports a huge increase in searches for Red Dead Redemption porn. I haven't played this new Red Dead Redemption. It's supposed to be all right. But Red Dead Redemption porn searches are very much on the rise. Average searches... I don't know how... All right, well, let's find out. See if there are any stats. Oh, a 731% surge. So there must have been some already, I guess. That's about all the banter there is in that one, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, what's the rule? Rule 34 of the internet states that if you can think it, somewhere there is porn of it. And I think that's great. I think that's pretty damn cool. It's pretty bloody cool. Right, okay, let's have one more bit and we will wrap up the show. Oh, this is good.
You're seeing a creature that doesn't exist. You're looking at a legend.
This is Instinct and Victim. It's called Legend. It's on Cause for Concerns label.
As soon as they saw the first body,
naughty.
the first victim,
very, very naughty.
they knew what creature it is that must have human blood to live. Stay, Roy. Listen to me. 400 years ago, there was a young woman. I caused her death. young people like you and Julie, I destroy them. I cannot die.
I have seen pterodactyl porn. It's fantastic. It's superb. I'm glad it exists.
Destroy peace.
Strikes me as good a time as any to shout out the VIP list. It's a list of bad motherfuckers that are supporting this show and Threshold as a whole on Patreon. It's the November list. It's freshened up. It's Nicholas Goncalves, it's Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Parsons, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Jack Murphy, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Mattieu Boulard, Zara Pickles, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, and Anthony Walker. What a fine bunch of bad motherfuckers. If you want your name on that list, become a patron over at our Patreon page. There are links pretty much everywhere. The description of the YouTube video, or go to support the station on the website. You get shouted out every goddamn show. Model gets whiplash after being fired from a giant catapult. Oh dear. Damn. Hunter almost dies after being shot in the back by his own dog. Bad boy. Very bad boy. A hunter almost died after being shot in the back by his own dog while out looking for jackrabbits. What is a jackrabbit? Is that a hare? Rottweiler mix Charlie is a very bad boy. Blasted Sonny Gilligan with a shotgun last Thursday after getting his paw caught in the weapon's trigger while in the back of the owner's truck. That saw the weapon fire through the driver's seat where Gilligan was sitting. The injury left Gilligan with multiple broken bones and severe blood loss that would have killed him if he had gone without medical help for just 10 more minutes. Damn. Bad dog. Very bad dog. Gilligan told the last cruiser's son, Charlie got his foot in the trigger of the gun and leaned forward and he slipped off the seat and caught the trigger and it shot. It was a freak accident, but it's true. That's what happened. Honest, I swear, governor. Explaining the severity of his injuries, the hunter added, I was very fortunate that I could get to my phone. The dog is very bad and it was immediately sent home and is now has to sit on his bed. Bad dog. On your bed! Right. Well, look, this concludes the show and the week, really. You've all been absolutely... Well, oh, people are talking about meat spin in the chat. Jesus Christ. I've left them talking about pterodactyl porn and it's escalated. Oh, God. Lobster porn at work. It's not acceptable. Well, just get a different job. Yeah, thanks very much for tuning in this week. You're all a wonderful bunch. I love you all very dearly. Remember, you can now get the Coffee and Memes podcast, which is this show as a podcast. You can get it absolutely goddamn everywhere. You can get it on the iTunes podcast store. You can get it on Overcast, on Stitcher. What's happened here? It's not... oh, no, it's fine. You can get it on, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud. Replay it here on YouTube. Damn, you can get it pretty much goddamn everywhere. Yeah, about that dog planted drugs on him too. He probably did. Fucking little narc. Yeah, so thanks very much for listening. I wish you all the best of luck with No Nut November. I'll be sellotaping my hands together for when I get into bed, just to make sure that there are no transgressions throughout the night. And I wish you all the best of luck. Don't let your memes be dreams. Be good to each other. Do something nice over the weekend. Have a few drinks. Have a little party. Be good to each other. Be good, decent, honest, God-fearing folk. Have yourself some nice, consensual sex between two adults, protected, in the bedroom, curtains closed, lights off, under the covers. Don't take the covers off. No one needs to see. Not even the participants. Right, much love. There will be Posse on the show next week, and possibly even Jaguar Skills as well. We're just locking down a time. And Dimmy's late to the party, so unlucky, Dimmy. I'm afraid you'll have to rewind. Lots of love. Have a good weekend. I'll see you all next week.